Welcome back to another episode of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through the prior videos, questions, and comments and help you with your HUT lineup decisions. Now, the Team of the Year release has happened. We've gotten our full Team of the Year winner list, including the D, and excited to talk about it. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of questions in regards to, who you should make, and I'm in that situation right now. I think I'm going to be able to make one more, but stay tuned to No Money Spent. We'll see. We'll see how close we can get. So that being said, let's hop into today's questions and comments, and I want to start with one that's had the most likes by far. Okay, I Buzz Life. I'm sorry, I don't know when you use an X. I don't know. Hey Sleeves, what do you think about instead of an episode of Who Should You Choose with your face cam? Wait, you want to see my face? Come on now. You do one episode a week where fans can send in their teams on a Discord channel and you can show the team on screen, give suggestions on what to do, upgrade, or where to upgrade, as well as some guys wanting to be able to show off their teams to the community. Oh, man, I just need an editor. I need a 26th hour in the day. I would love this. This is a super awesome idea. And to be honest, in normal Who Should You Choose videos, what I would love is like right down to the right below where I show your guys' comments. I'd love to just flash the cards that I'm talking about as I go through. It just, Who Should You Choose videos are like the way that I can speak to you guys as in a rapid fire way. And it's very easy to edit. It's very easy to just get up and out every single day. But man, I would love that. And maybe I'm gonna spitball some ideas. Again, it's gotta be somewhat easy for me because I'm really struggling with time management, fellas, and it's a good thing. And thank you guys for watching me. It frustrates me because I would love to do something like this. It's so sick. Any tips for the Keller stick lift moment? So I will show you this in my No Money Spent video. I had someone ask me, how to do them. And the best way, in my opinion, is to position lock. So when you're in the screen, when you select the Keller moment and you're selecting jerseys, if you click on L3, you can player select. And if you choose left defenseman, you'll get Megan Keller for the moment. And the best way to do it is to take the puck into the offensive zone and then just saucer pass into the corner, let them pick up the puck, and then you're chasing down the boards as much as you can. When you're in the defensive zone, in all honesty, I just like stopped moving to save energy. And I only try to do it when they were doing a rush down the boards, and I found that to be pretty effective. It is a very frustrating moment and low-key like annoying because it's not the last moment. So like you're locking like three other collectibles. I'll be honest with you. There are probably a majority of the player base that legit can't do this, and it's not worth your time. Because even if you get all the collectibles, it's still not like you get 10 in total if you do all of the collectibles from week one or moments from week 1 and week 2. And 10 is great, but you need 30 for an 87. So it's like 1/3 of an 87, right? So just keep that in mind. A Slaves lineup question. I can make 2 more Ultimate Team of the Years, and I don't know who I should make. I narrowed it down to McCarr, McKinnon, or Keller, but I'm opening a I'm open to picking a different one. I'll probably make McCarr because I like him, but it would be nice to have a second opinion. He's got the Gower Greats Hull, Larkin, and McDavid, Messier, Kucherov, and Hayduk, Marchenko, Thornton, and Svechnikov. Did you do the 5? I think you did. You did the 5 set from the 2000s event, which I actually think was a sick set, by the way, where you could make like 5 of the master set items for the cost of 3. I know some of them are account bound, but I think for newer players, it was a great way to just kind of shoot your team up. ASP, Boric, Hedman. Okay. In this situation, oof. Oh my goodness. To be honest, the best one for you that's going to have the most, give you the most assistance is probably Megan Keller. Because she's just far and away so good, and you don't really have a lot of great defense. You have ASP and Bork, who are both good. Don't get me wrong, but like they're getting a little long. I think in my rankings, like I mentioned that you should number 1 and 2 is McKinnon and McDavid. But you have a lot of like master set guys. You have Marchenko and Hayduk and Hull already there. So while he is going to be an upgrade, it's not like a super big one. In your case, I'd probably go safe and go Megan Keller, but Makar would also be great. Like if you like Makar as a player more than Megan Keller, and you should be using players that you like on your team, I would go one of the defensemen. Hey, Sleeves, don't be mad at me. I love when it starts like this. Mainly play offline due to not having time to up my skills online. Oh, sorry, I read that. I can't read. Don't be mad at me. I'm a Devils fan. Ugh, the Devils are just enough. That's it. Anyways, normally I make theme teams and play versus my friends as my team is stacked with the 2000s Devils. I mean, last year you must have been laughing because you got 40. You were the Sharks last year. Our rule is all players must be from your favorite team. Oh, this is also cool. You make theme teams and play versus your friends. That's actually sick. Our rule is all players must be from your favorite team outside of one player, and the exception of family lineage. For example, Jack and Quinn Hughes, as they are family, and women cards as they are considered wild cards to add to the chaos. I have enough to make 2 of the year's cards. Who should I make? Well, you already have Hughes. This is 88. I mean, the answer is McDavid, but if you like, the answer is McDavid here. If he's your one wild card, if I was gonna have one wild, oh, you have, yeah, I don't know, yeah. If it can be any player, it would be McDavid for sure. Although getting Quinn Hughes, I know you have his 88. It'd be kind of cool because brothers. But that's who I would go with. Who should I choose? No money spent. I have Team of the Year Makar, Ekholm, ASP, Hedman, and Blake. I like having these 2 former Kings. Should I make Hughes and relegate Coffee to the bench? Cost is not an issue as I've been quite frugal with my fodder, and I'm sure I'd enjoy his card. You have Makar and Ekholm, ASP, and Hedman. The answer here is Keller. But you're asking, should I make Hughes and relegate Coffee to the bench? Yes, I would make Hughes' card will be better than Coffee. So yes, I would go Hughes. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Keep up the great work as usual, my guy. Thank you, my man. Sleeves, I have Kucherov's Frozen Forces Frozen Forces card, and I have exactly enough tradable 87s to get his Team of the Year. The problem is I made Mac, McDavid, Makar, so Kucherov be second line winger. Is it better to sell 12 87s and invest that profit into buying one of the amazing 90 Team of the Year cards that are out? Lindros, Madonna. Ooh. Like most teams, I'm still lacking on right-handed forwards, which makes Mario Lindros intriguing, but also hard to pass on Chara. Is it too big of a miss to not make Team of the Year Kucherov? I have the ability to, or take the money and run. I think something that people aren't considering is that you could make the X Factor Kucherov and just upgrade him. Let's say you don't get Kucherov and you wait until, he's a 95 in May or whatever. You're still playing the game. You could essentially just go make his captain card. It's very, very cheap, guys. It's an 80 overall to get 1 X Factor token. Again, it's super cheap to upgrade X Factors or Power Icon. That's the one thing that's nice about them. I got to be honest with you, though. You won't get another shot at... You'll get Team of the Season. Man. If you're going to sell your 87s and buy one, it's probably for Chara because all of the other ones there'll be other cards that come out. You can't make 6'9", That's why Chara is so good. In your instance, I'd probably pass on Kucherov and go Chara, just in your specific scenario. Hey, Slaves, I have enough to make at least 1 guaranteed Team of the Year, and I'm pushing to make a second one. I was wondering who should I make. Here's my team. It's got Hayduk, Messier, McDavid, Hull, Thornton, and Kucherov. Okay, so definitely needs some... This team's good. I feel like a lot of players in this. This looks like a holiday team or one around there. However, it is a base Mac and Fantasy Miller. And then Frozen Forces JT, connecting Howard Chuck. I was thinking of making McKinnon and Makar. I already have the cover athletes Makar, so the cost would reduce a little bit. Let me know what you think. Yeah, you definitely need an upgrade on defense. Yes, you nailed it on the head. I honestly would prioritize Makar over McKinnon in your case. Thank you for the help, man. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you, my dude. I got McDavid, McKinnon, Makar, Hughes, and the Larkin. Finally, my collection is now gone. I'm taking a break. Good Lord, my dude. Hey, February 11th, Civilization comes out. Try it out. Ace Sleeves, I need a defenseman to bolster my left side. Should I go for Hughes to be that guy, or is it worth it to just move Makar over because I can only make one? Thanks for the help. Oh, like you're saying that if you're gonna move Makar over to play lefty on left or righty on right, wouldn't do that. I would make Keller over Hughes. Again, all things considered. Unless you're like dead set, you don't want to put a PWHL player in your lineup, I would go Keller over Hughes, but I would go Hughes over my. This game, you do not want to. You need your defenseman to be opposite-handed if you care about performing as well as you can online. Okay, that's what I mean. I can make one more team of the year. I made McKinnon and McDavid already. Should I go for Keller or Makar? Got Makar's nominee card. I can make one more team of the year. I made McKinnon and McDavid already. Should I go for Keller or Makar? Ekblad, Taves, Wallman. Oh. Here's the issue, guys. The answer is Keller. Like, the Makar card is almost perfect. It legitimately is. Like, if you could design a defenseman card and all the abilities and everything, it's Makar, other than the fact that he's not 6'6", right? And he's going to keep pace with everyone else because, well, I don't know for sure, but the major issue I talked about in my rankings, guys, Keller is a 94 already because of her fantasy card. Even if she does not score again until, and she's stuck at a 94, for Makar's card to catch up in terms of attributes and everything, like, it will not be until, but he's already so fast, like, Keller is the safest one. I'll say that. Keller is the safest one. First year Hut player, Division 4 at the moment. Then it doesn't matter. If you're cool with Keller, I would go Keller. If you want to perform a little bit better in game or you want the safety, but Makar also sick, no problem. Literally 3 and 4 in my rankings. Ace Slaves is wondering if there is a way to set up your own personal strategies for moments so I don't have to change them 100 times every try the harder moments. Thanks for all you do. No, major quality of life issue. I hope they figure that out. There's so many things in this game where, like, I know how the dev team works from, like, the implementing new stuff. So I've gotten to see it firsthand. So basically what'll happen is in, like, May, right? May of, like, this year, right? They were working on 26 or storyboarding 26, right? And it'll be like a list of 200 things, right? And I guarantee you in there's a whole slew of things that we would love. And it's just so silly that they're not. But because they have essentially 12 weeks of dev time to literally code new stuff in, 12 weeks, that's it. It's not a year, it's 12 weeks where they can work on that list. They get like 15 deep and then are like, everything else is cut. And there's things that are just like just outside. And I feel like something like this is probably down deep in there. And it's so silly, though, because it would probably take a dev like 3 days to fix all the spaghetti code and all of that. But then that's 3 days out of the 12 weeks that they can't work on like a new feature they're putting in, right? And we can argue what would be the right allocation of resources. But again, I've said this a number of times. EA NHL is owned by the EA Sports banner. Biggest sports franchise you can have. $1 billion company, right? EA NHL makes up such a tiny piece of the revenue that you have to treat them like an indie dev studio almost. It's a very small team. Like, and that's just a reality. It's not an excuse. It just sucks. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's where we're at, right? So I would love, like, that's a quality of life thing that I would love to see them fix. And maybe they can. I don't know. Hey, Slave, should I make Makar or Hughes? I have cover athletes. Makar is better than Hughes' card. That, like, full stop. So in a vacuum, I don't know any other context here. I would make Makar. Hey, Slaves, I can make one more team of the year, but I don't know who to choose, and I'm a mid-Div 2 player, and I get around 10 to 12 wins and champs each week. My lineup is here to help. He has Ultimate McKinnon, Cirelli, and McDavid, Konechny, Gretzky, Larkin, Marchenko, Thornton, Svech. So a good lineup up front, and you've already got the two goats, right? He's got fantasy ASP Hedman. It's funny seeing all the people doing the 5 MSPs or the 8 MSPs from the 2000s event. That was such a good format. I hope they bring that back because again, I think there are a lot of that means you got like 4 cards that are B and D or whatever, and that's awful. But like for newer players or just like to just give your team a massive boost, that was the way to use B and D, and I hope they do that in the future. Fantasy Forsling, Darlene Hedman. Man. You're a mid-div 2 player. This sounds like you care about performance. Megan Keller for me. Hey, Slaves, I have a lineup question. First off, I have Ultimate McKinnon and McDavid. I built base Helly. Should I continue trying to finish off Hellebuck, or should I try to grind for McCarr, Keller? My D is pretty decent. No one is below 88. I'm not really worried about the defenseman. Guys, there has never been a player that is not a fan of the Team of the Year goalie, right? That has in August been like, man, I'm really happy that I made that Team of the Year goalie. It is just a reality of the situation. I tried to explain this in my rankings video. Hellebuck right now, or Allmark last year, whoever wins, right? They are the best right now. But even when they go up in overall and their overalls increase, it does not matter because the only thing that matters on offense is the shooting attributes. And the problem is that we're already almost at 99 shooting. Like a lot of the high-end cards have 99 shooting. So as the rest of the cards that you get put out go up to 99, because those attributes do go up by +1 every overall bump. They don't go up by 0.5 like skating does. I think it should be 0.5, by the way. There's no way to counterbalance that in HUT for the goaltenders. Because once everything gets to 99, it's just fluky mess. Like, there's nothing that Hellebuck is going to be able to do. So I want to make that very clear. Like, any other player outside of, maybe Kristen Campbell, for example, and maybe Aaron Ambrose because of her size on defense, is you're by the end of the year, you will regret not taking another player if you care about, like, performance at all times. Hellebuck's going to be the best he's going to be right now. It is only going to go down. That's the issue. So I would go defense. And to be honest, if you really wanted a good goaltender, make Hellebuck's nominee card and then just chill. Like, not good value, but like if you had his nominee, you know what I mean? Like if you had his nominee card or got him to 90 even, if you really cared, you could do that. Hi, Slaves. Sharks question for you. Do you think there are any upcoming events where Celebrity may get another high-end card? I like playing with the 86 next-gen MSP, but his card is starting to fall off behind the competition just through natural progression. Hoping I can replace him with a better version. Probably not. Like, he'll get random event cards or maybe a milestone. Like, he's about to score 20 goals. I think he has 16 off the top of my head. When he gets to 20 goals, maybe they really don't reward in real life performance a lot. So I wouldn't bank on it. However, he will be a Calder nominee. So when was the Calder nominees announced? 2024 NHL Calder nominees announced. I want to see the date. April 30th. Okay, Chicago Blackhawks center Bedard as the 3 finalists. So end of April is usually, or beginning of May is when they announce like award nominees, even when the playoffs are going on. The Calder is one of the earlier ones that they can do. So I would expect to see that. And when that happens, all of the nominees go up to 96 overall. You'll have to pay for the upgrade. Won't be very expensive. I assume it's going to be like an X Factor token. I hope it's not something stupid, but nonetheless, we'll see his upgrade then. But until then, there's nothing you can bank on. But he's going to get a Calder nominee, and he's going to win. Sorry, Lane Hudson fans. The stamina drain is fixed by getting rid of wheels or edges. Preferably don't get rid of the gold ability. This was a major problem, man. Like, I'm going to kind of like do a little bit more of a deep dive because the gold wheels and edges combo is just absolutely tanking player stamina. So like McDavid and McKinnon specifically. And I'm hoping that something can be done to help with it. I mentioned it in the Game Changer chat. Lord knows if I get a response. But I'm going to try more with the efficiency all the way to 0 on that line and see what happens. Because, yeah, it's pretty rough right now. It's just they're so fast, and those two abilities make sure that they maintain their speed at pretty much all times. So just something to keep in mind here. Getting rid of, yeah, it's probably getting rid of one of the abilities, to be honest with you. Still going to be amazing cards. I think that it is kind of impacting them a little negatively, which is frustrating. So thank you guys again for hanging out and all the questions and comments. I appreciate everyone hanging around. I had a really tough week, but everyone that came out through the streams and like that, really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another episode of Who Should You Choose. See you then.